Hey guys, what's up? My name is Eric and I'm the Techy Agent, and this is my review of the Microsoft Band 2. The Microsoft Band is Microsoft's second generation wearable that is both smartwatch and fitness tracker. Now, Microsoft is very openly advertising the fitness and health tracking aspects of this over the smartwatch aspects. And in my experience over this last week of using this device, that makes sense because this is definitely geared more towards those who are looking to track fitness and health, and not so much those who are looking for the most capable smartwatch, even though it does have some great smartwatch features. Now, the device is charged via a proprietary USB cable that magnetically attaches to these pins on the end of the watch clasp. And unfortunately, you'll get at best 2 days worth of use, less if you use any of the workout modes. As far as fitness trackers are concerned, it's fairly heavy, coming in at a full 10 grams heavier than the Apple Watch Sport Edition. Now, while this does have an onboard optical heart rate monitor, I was very disappointed to find out that this will not integrate with other Bluetooth peripherals like a Bluetooth chest strap or other Bluetooth sensors. Now, with that being said, I was very impressed with the overall design and build quality. It is significantly better than the first generation build that they had that was very squared and awkward and blocky. This has a much more symmetrical, curvaceous design that I really enjoyed using. As far as smartwatch features are concerned, it did a great job getting call, text, and push notifications from my phone sent to the wrist. Navigating the user interface and going through the tiles, as they are called, was one of the most intuitive and easy user interfaces I've ever used. You'll only have two buttons on the side of the watch. The first one is just basically a screen on and off button. That's pretty much all it does. The second button is an action button. The action button can be used to scroll through the different fitness metrics that it's collecting throughout the day for all-day health. It's also used as a start and stop button for things like the stopwatch or workouts. One of the unique features and sensors that this watch has is a UV sensor. Now, you can independently take a UV reading at any time by accessing the UV tile. It will also automatically enable the UV sensor while you're working out. Now, the UV sensor is located on the bottom of the watch along with some other sensors. So one of the interesting things about this device is that it has a fairly low profile on top of the device, but the clasp is ginormous. Now, I do like the clasp in the sense that you can easily secure it without being worried that it's going to come loose, and you can slide the clasp on this sliding track that they have, I guess is what you would call it, to really get a custom fit. So it really feels great on the wrist. You can really secure it down, but it's just very thick on the bottom. And it makes simple things like typing on my laptop or reaching into my pocket kind of cumbersome. Now, the overall design of the band is still very rigid, and so if you loosen up the clasp and push on the bottom, rather than flexing like a typical fitness tracker, you'll actually lift the whole band up off of your wrist. Now, I do think that it's this ungiving, rigid design that allows the heart rate sensor on the bottom of the device to sit against the surface of your wrist and not move at all. And this has actually allowed for it to give, in my opinion, what are some of the most accurate optical heart rate readings that I've ever seen on a fitness tracker. So if you've been following my channel for a while, you've noticed a trend. Optical heart rate sensors just don't perform as well as a chest strap. And that's true in this case. However, I was very impressed that the optical heart rate sensor on the Microsoft Band was able to acquire the heart rate after doing a heavy lift within a matter of about 10 to 15 seconds. So at 7 minutes and 5 seconds, I had completed my lift, and at about 7 minutes 15 seconds, the heart rate monitor began to catch up to the elevated heart rate that I had after the lift. Most optical heart rate monitors would take 30 seconds or even 60 seconds to do this. So I found this to be true with most of the exercises I was doing. It would catch up within just a matter of seconds, and sometimes I wouldn't even experience a dropout at all. So in terms of collecting heart rate data for lifting weights, high-intensity interval training, CrossFit-styled exercises, boot camp-style exercises, I would say that this is probably the best optical heart rate that I've ever tested. Now, with that being said, don't end the video here. That's not the full story. One thing that I did find is that it overestimates calories burned. So on this particular workout, which was about 45 minutes, it gave me almost 500 calories burned. Now, that's very generous in comparison to nearly every other fitness tracker that I've ever tested. Now, I did go ahead and take this on a couple of cardio exercises, both jogging and cycling. And while cycling, I noticed another major quality control issue. And that is, even though the heart rate data was great, as you'll see on my screenshots here after my workout, I was never able to acquire GPS, so I have no idea how far I went. Now, I did enable the GPS mode, and I waited for a full 10 minutes for it to acquire a signal, and it never found it. It just said searching for GPS, and then it would give up another message that says press the action button to continue your workout. It would continue searching for the duration of the exercise without ever locating GPS. Unfortunately, this was the case when I ran as well. So you'll notice here on my running screenshots on the app, it does not show my route because GPS was not enabled. Now, it was able to estimate my distance at 1.25 miles, which was fairly consistent with my Strava app that I took with me. So even though I wasn't able to get a distance from my GPS, I was able to use the onboard accelerometers to give an estimate of distance, which turned out to be fairly accurate, so I'll give it credit for that. Now, even though you do have to manually tell this when you're going to sleep and when you've woken up, it does also have automatic sleep tracking built in if you forget to do that, and I found it to be pretty accurate. The app does a really good job presenting the data in a helpful and easy to understand way. You can see how many hours of restful sleep versus light sleep that you've had over the course of the night. You can see when you fell asleep and when you woke up, and then there's an overlay where you can also track your heart rate during sleep, which is pretty neat. I would even go so far as to say that the way that they summarize, present the data, and the information that they give you for sleep tracking is some of the most helpful and detailed and easy to understand that I've seen in comparison to other apps and sleep trackers. The main dashboard is segmented into the different tiles that you'll find on your wrist, so you'll be able to see steps, calories, distance traveled, all of those different metrics. And you can select a button on the upper left-hand corner to access further options to kind of customize your experience using the app and the device. So I'm really torn on this one, guys. As far as smart capabilities go, I loved it. As far as the heart rate monitor goes, I loved it. All-day fitness tracking and sleep tracking goes, loved it. But that GPS not working was just a big deal killer for me. So what do you guys think? Are you going to buy this for $250 or are you going to leave this on the shelf? Let me know in the comments below. Hey guys, thanks for watching. My name is Eric. I'm the Techy Agent. We'll catch you next time.